Thailand Tzu Chi volunteers give out winter supplies to underprivileged residents in the remote village of Chiang Mai. China's Zhejiang Province attracts many Taiwanese youth to pursue their dream of doing e-commerce services. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Margaret Lin. Thank you for joining us. Mona village is located between the border of Thailand and Myanmar, and there live a group of Yunnan descendants and some other minority people. Many of them don't have Thai identity cards, so they can't get financial aid from the government. After learning about this, Thailand Tzu Chi volunteers hosted a winter aid distribution in this village for 600 families. These are not easy to get because it's love from many people. They don't know us, but they are willing to donate these to everyone here.
Chiang Mai Tzu Chi School is only 54 km from Wana village. However, it takes 1.5 hours to get there by taking the mountain road. The higher the altitude, the lower the temperature. Hence, the 600 households of local residents are in need of winter aid supplies.
Here is further from the city center, and this year is especially cold. We are very grateful that Tzu Chi comes to care about us.
1,200 blankets, 600 quilts, 3,000 sweaters, and 1,800 socks. All these were transported up to the mountain from the ground. Other than local volunteers and students and teachers from Chiang Mai Tzu Chi School, the past graduates also come to help.
I've graduated for 4 years, but I can still come to do good deeds with Tzu Chi volunteers and give out aid. I feel happy for the villagers that they can receive supplies from Taiwan.
These people are all Asians but separated to foreign grounds. These aid supplies are the warmest love that keeps the connection going.
In September of last year, Hurricane Maria devastated Puerto Rico. In the aftermath of the disaster, U.S. Tzu Chi volunteers formed a disaster assessment team, partnering with FEMA and the Red Cross to discuss post-disaster reconstruction and disaster relief plans. Besides giving out cash cards to affected residents, Tzu Chi volunteers also headed to disaster areas to assess damage.
After 4 months, it's still the same situation. Yeah. We see the whole community, around 200 families, but only 4 families still there.
Miren las condiciones que está esa casa, aparte de energía eléctrica, que llevamos ya para 4 meses sin nada.
We also identify a police officer who is also living there for 15 years, and his home is totally impacted by the hurricane.
Jamás imaginé la destrucción masiva.
I've never imagined the hurricane would cause such massive devastation. It seemed like a bomb or a tsunami fell on us and destroyed everything.
And Tzu Chi Foundation, we like to provide a little bit of financial support. This is Master's letter to you.
Desde el momento que aprendimos de su información, nuestro corazón han estado con usted.
Ever since we learned of your situation, we've been concerned about you. We want you to know that you're not alone. We're all brothers and sisters. I can't continue reading the letter. Thank you.
Todos somos hermanos y hermanas viviendo. No puedo seguir. Thank you.
We also visit another family whose parents are really vulnerable.
My father is blind and my mother has asthma. They are very old. I'm a fisherwoman and my father is a fisherman too. My son is out at sea catching fish right now. He is a fisherman too.
Generation by generation rely on the fishing, but because of the Hurricane Maria really impact their current situation.
Here is a $600 debit card.
Okay.
Hope your family can get back to the feed as soon as possible.
We will see is there a possibility we can provide the rooftops, so we will come back to help them. From Southeast, we all the way came back to meet with our partners, FEMA.
Tzu Chi Buddhist Foundation has come to Puerto Rico and have an opportunity to sit down and speak about some of the priorities and the resources that the Tzu Chi Foundation provides to individuals to help with those immediate response and recovery activities.
For long-term recovery project, we have been able to identify how to help the island to be more resilient, such as plastic bottle project.
The landfill capacity of Puerto Rico, though, is very limited. You would almost imagine the risk of developing a disaster within a disaster as people utilize those bottles of water, emptied them out, but didn't necessarily have a place to put them.
So FEMA is interesting to see is there any way Tzu Chi can set up a PSA announcement or set up a display center to introduce that Tzu Chi recycling blanket concept and the process.
They can take those types of items that most people would consider trash and turn them into very valuable products that actually help with the recovery efforts.
To help a person and also heal his heart is not easy. In Beijing, China, Tzu Chi care recipients Ma Siying's wife has cancer and their two daughters are both mentally and physically ill. Despite this difficult situation, Ma is too stubborn to accept the help from Tzu Chi. Volunteers then thought of an idea, which is to help him harvest his cornfield and sell the corn powder for him. The red beans are all frozen. It all froze so fast. Laba is the coldest time of the year.
Mrs. Ma is cooking laba rice porridge in a pot to warm up the volunteers. This connection started from 2013. Tzu Chi care recipient Ma Siying is already 73 years old, but the entire family relies on him for financial incomes because they are all ill. Nevertheless, Mr. Ma has been stubborn and refuses all help. How did the volunteers solve this problem?
He did not accept any Tzu Chi's funding and supplies, but we Tzu Chi volunteers believe that we must save someone by calming his mind first, so we decided to help him sell his cornfield products.
Since last fall, Mr. Ma cared about his corn the most, and it's been on the volunteers' mind also. Since he has no money to buy machines, volunteers use their hands to help him peel over 100,000 grams of corn kernels in order to keep the germs complete.
都在里边这胚芽。
那营养是不是全在这里？
就在这胚芽这点了。
那但是这样很费事儿啊。
是啊，它费事啊，它费事。我整个我这人工啊，连全家全动员上，一天扣200斤粒。
Mr. Ma needs to carry the corns on a 3-wheel car to make it into powders, and it's about 20 km for a round trip. His family is busy for corns for the entire winter.
This year, the harvest is abundant, so we are very happy.
Tzu Chi volunteers prepare a small bag made from recyclable materials to package the processed corn powder with a different blessing phrase on each one of them. Other than the volunteers, a businessman also joined to purchase a great amount of them.
The CEO saw his daughter holding an umbrella and checking out the corn on the street the other day, so he said he will purchase 250,000 grams to help Mr. Ma.
counting the money that came from honest hard work.
Thanks. I don't need to worry about money now that I have you all, and I can have a better life now. Thank you all very much.
Mr. Ma is planning to use the money to buy some New Year supplies and also save up some of it, as well as take the rest to visit friends and relatives. Although Laba Festival is the coldest day of the year, but the coldness has been melted by warm hearts here.
Zhejiang Province in China is one of the smallest provinces in terms of size. However, the GDP of Zhejiang in 2016 ranked its fourth in the nation as e-commerce is one of its main industries. In addition to being the birthplace of Alibaba, the entire Zhejiang Province has more than 3,000 e-commerce service companies and some 870,000 online stores. Therefore, many Taiwanese youth who dream of doing e-commerce have also been lured to this area.
Now the creative economy is person to person and not group to group.
Guangdong Chairman Barry Lam 5 years ago publicly announced that innovation and entrepreneurship is a future trend. Acer Group founder Stan Shi said young people should feel a sense of mission to start a business. Science and technology leaders have encouraged young people to start businesses. And in fact, the real wage in Taiwan has not grown in a decade. More than half of workers aged between 15 and 29 are paid less than $1,000 a month.
There will be fewer job vacancies because of AI and big data, so being an entrepreneur is another area for possible development.
According to a survey conducted by Job Bank, more than 30% of young people between the ages of 21 and 30 in Taiwan have entrepreneurial intentions. This has even led some to go overseas. Zhejiang Province in China was the host of the 2016 G20 summit. At night, there was even a performance by acclaimed director Zhang Yimou. The G20 event brought more international attention to Hangzhou, which was already well known as being the home of the Alibaba Group. A group of young people in Taiwan who have a dream of being entrepreneurs have even been lured to Hangzhou.
Last month, I also went to Fujian, to one of their cross-border trade towns. I had been there before, but I was uncertain about what I learned, so I decided to come back.
This 30-something Eddie works in Taiwan's e-commerce industry but intends to start his own business this year. This location is the first comprehensive pilot area for cross-border e-commerce in China.
The outlook for sales at physical stores is not so good. I know this because I worked for 2 years at European stores, specializing in fast fashion, and I think e-commerce has much better prospects.
Zhejiang is the smallest province in China, but it is one of the most profitable places for e-commerce. Last year, the online sales in 2016 was $158 billion.
Last year, the GDP of Zhejiang Province was $727 billion, ranking fourth in China. The main reason behind this region's economic development was e-commerce.
Probably about half of the top 100 e-commerce websites are in Zhejiang. In the past, it was a big province for business and trade, and after e-commerce emerged, it had now developed into this pivotal position.
The world-renowned management consulting firm McKinsey released a report this year saying the world's largest e-commerce market is China and has surpassed that of the United States in size. This promising e-commerce market, which attracted a large number of Taiwanese young people. 32-year-old Hua Hua is a manicurist who started her own business at the age of 26. Her business has grown, and now she has 6 nail shops in Taiwan. In 2016, she decided to expand the business to China and wanted to become involved in e-commerce.
To do e-commerce in China, one has to lower the unit price, and to be able to cover rent and personnel costs is actually quite difficult.
Using a cell phone and connected to an e-commerce platform in China, she is able to develop a sales channel, as her nail stickers sell an average of 6,000 pieces a month.
Because China is now advocating the One Belt and One Road policy, I hope to achieve the business breakthroughs in this manner.
However, not every young entrepreneur can achieve these e-commerce dreams. Although the market in China is large, there are also factories and products. Furthermore, a flood of low-cost products face intense market competition, making the prospects for success very challenging in the future.
13 students from Tzu Chi University went along with Tzu Chi volunteers to visit slum areas in the Philippines during their winter break. By caring for those they visited, the students have gained a precious life experience.
Putting on rain boots and walking on the land filled with garbage, Tzu Chi University students come to the slum area where people make their livings by collecting recycling, and all they can see is misery. The 2-year-old Giraffe has hydrocephalus, and his father can't make enough money to provide him medical treatment by riding 3-wheel vehicle. Considering there are 6 more children in the family, Tzu Chi has been giving them aid supplies and long-term nursing care every month.
He needs to live, so we are doing everything we can to help him change his destiny. I believe he has a chance to get well.
Macholito has been lying on the bed for 2 years. He was a truck driver, but his whole body was paralyzed after a car accident. Tzu Chi has offered him physical therapy for more than a year, and now he is able to move his hand.
Sa akin po, nararamdaman ko masaya po dahil kahit papaano may mga taong.
I'm very glad to see so many people giving me encouragement, and I hope I can recover one day and stand up again.
I feel very sad that although I am going to become a physical therapist in the future, but I can't do anything right now. I hope I can study more knowledge so that I can help more people.
The 19-year-old Reginald insists on finishing high school even though he is disabled.
Walang tumutulong.
Not everyone can receive so much care like I do, and some people never got any help. I'm very grateful that God sent so many people to help me.
Jordan is a man. He has a weak leg. His weak leg is almost melting away. However, he has a big heart and strong arm, and he facing forward.
The path to visit care recipients is not easy. However, Tzu Chi University students still use their winter break to come to Philippines to show their care and compassion for the needed, in hopes that they can soon use what they learn in school to help more in life.
Also in the Philippines, as the monthly humanitarian and culture class for the scholarship recipients, the organizer provided a volunteer training course for the students and their parents. In addition, the students also learned about the inspiring story of Taiwanese handicapped painter Xie Kunshan.
Tzu Chi Philippine chapter hosted a humanitarianism and culture class once a month for the scholarship recipients. This time the theme for the elementary and junior high student is Xie Kunshan's story is the best example for the students.
I learned to face the challenge with courage.
Students try to use their mouths and feet to write in order to experience Xie Kunshan's strength. And the theme for high school and college student is
everybody knows about Yolanda, right?
In 2013, Typhoon Haiyan struck Leyte province hard. Tzu Chi volunteers' disaster relief work is the best teaching material.
I learned from the video that we must be determined and persistent and take risks to overcome hardships to succeed.
While the students are in class, Tzu Chi volunteers host the first community volunteer training program for the 81 parents.
If everyone can live up with Tzu Chi's ideology, then having a peaceful society is not impossible. This world will definitely be better.
The cycle of love continues, and we can expect it to become a power that may change the world.
In Thailand, Tzu Chi volunteers held a year-end blessing ceremony at the Jinsi Hall, attended by people from all walks of life. At the occasion, participants expressed their gratitude for Tzu Chi volunteers and also prayed for a peaceful new year.
At Tzu Chi's year-end blessing ceremony in Thailand, volunteers welcome guests at the entrance of the Jinsi Hall. At this annual gathering, they look back at Tzu Chi volunteers' footprints in the past year.
As we embrace the new year, it is a very good opportunity for us to express our gratitude and best wishes for each other. In the new year, we can work harder to cultivate blessings.
Thank you, Tzu Chi volunteers, for contributing to the society. They spread great love in Thailand, contributing in the fields of medicine, charity, education, and humanitarian culture.
2017 was a year full of disasters for people in Thailand, since Ayutthaya was flooded in the rain season. In the aftermath of the floods, Tzu Chi volunteers delivered disaster relief aid. As the new year approaches, the chief of Bamplop Township also came to express his gratitude.
Tzu Chi volunteers' charity work transcends religious divides. Tzu Chi volunteers alleviated the suffering of people in need wherever disasters strike. I am therefore deeply touched.
At Tzu Chi Thailand chapter's free clinic for the refugees enters its 4th year. Many refugees have also vowed to join the ranks of volunteers.
The videos that they're helping Muslims, they're helping Christians, they're helping Buddhists, they're helping everyone, whoever is in need. And that really inspires me. I wish that I could be a part of that.
It is the 4th year that Tzu Chi's year-end blessing ceremony is held at the Jinsi Hall. As the ceremony participants light up their lamps, many pray that they can continue to spread love in this land of smiles.
In Taiwan, Tzu Chi volunteers in Hualien have held winter egg distribution and hot pot meals at Fenglin Jinsi Hall. At the occasion, there is also a free clinic and games for the seniors.
Serving delicious vegetarian food, Tzu Chi volunteers have invited care recipients to enjoy hot pot at Fenglin Jinsi Hall.
About 300 Tzu Chi care recipients have come to enjoy hot pot with us. We are glad that they can come to our Tzu Chi home, as we are just like a family.
Since Fenglin Township has the highest percentage of elderly population in Hualien, the event organizer also arranged a free clinic and some games for the seniors to learn how to delay aging.
During the process of playing games, they will first stimulate their brain, which is like a brain exercise, and secondly, they will have interaction with their families.
Adding Asiatic wormwood into the paper tube and adding the words of blessings, the participants are learning to make wormwood incense from the horticultural therapist.
During the process of making this, the participants feel calm and practice hand-eye coordination. During the process, the seniors also get to smell the fragrance of wormwood, which calms their minds.
The winter aid distribution not only provides food and supplies, but also cares for the health of the participants to ensure they can embrace the Lunar New Year in good health.
As the Lunar New Year is just around the corner, Tzu Chi volunteers in Zhonghe, New Taipei, gave out spring couplets featuring Jinsi aphorisms, hoping to inspire people to speak good words in their everyday life. We will leave you with these images. Goodbye.